The three managing directors of banks were quizzed over their suspected conspiracy. The banks were accused of refusal to raise red flags and gross involvement in suspicious transactions. The banks were alleged to have violated the Anti-Money Laundering Act, Amendment 2023, especially sections 5, 10, and 16. Let's go into the full story of these banks that were involved in this gross misconduct and heavy corruption at the humanitarian ministry. Zenith Bank has said its appearance at the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission was to present documents that will help in the ongoing investigations on the financial misappropriation and fraud linked to suspended Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Betta Edu, and her predecessor, Sadia Umar Farouk. The Efcc had called in the chief executives of Zenith, Providus, and Jais banks in connection with the 44.5 billion naira fraud uncovered in the ministry involving Edu, Umar Farouk, and Halima Shehu. Zenith Bank has clarified that the helmsman of the bank had gone to present documents relating to accounts operated by the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs to help the agency in its investigations of the ministry. EFCC sources who confirmed the report said they are being questioned over the matter. The CEOs and MDs of Zenith Bank, Providus Bank, and Jais Bank are currently being grilled by interrogators at the headquarters. They were invited and are being probed in connection with the uncovered 44 billion naira fraud and the 585 million naira involving Halima Shehu and Betta Edu. The suspended minister and the coordinator have both made new revelations during their interrogations, and the investigation is still ongoing, the source said. While Edu is also still being quizzed at the EFCC, Umar Farouk and Halima Shehu were the early birds there. Shehu was the suspended coordinator and chief executive officer of the National Social Investment Program Agency, domiciled in the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, who is being probed by the EFCC over an alleged 44 billion naira fraud. The banking executives, who have been under stealth scrutiny since the public outcry over the unscrupulous diversion of public funds into private accounts, are now in EFCC custody, presidential sources also stated. The anti-graft agency is presently probing numerous instances of substantial public funds directed into private accounts, an action sanctioned by Edu and Farouk using their position as ministers. Farouk, who oversaw the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management, and Social Development under the previous administration, is under investigation for the mismanagement of at least 37 billion naira in public funds designated for conditional cash transfer program of then President Muhammad Buhari. EFCC spokesman Dele Oyewole did not confirm or refute the story. Also, in connection to the Betta Edu story, we have the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, who has been linked to the 438 million naira contract awarded by the suspended Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Betta Edu, to New Planet Project, a company co-founded by the Interior Minister in 2003, in which he is a significant shareholder. The minister, who was seen at the presidential villa on Tuesday, confirmed ownership of the company on live television, stating that he had resigned from the company as director in 2019. The payments said to have been made to the company founded by the minister include 279 million naira for the verification of beneficiaries on the National Social Register and an additional 159 million naira for the same purpose. It is so believed that the interior minister should be questioned and is a part of the money heist, while other Nigerians believe that he should not be connected with what is happening at the humanitarian ministry, and that the company that was said to have collected monies from Betta Edu is a separate corporate entity which does not have any form of ties to his ministry, that means the interior ministry. It is believed that some northern cabals or some people that are angry with the progression of the interior ministry and the performance of Tunji Ojo in reforming the ministry, they want to give him the Adeosun, former Minister of Finance, treatment. There might be a conspiracy against this man just to remove him for the good works that he has done for a number of days that he has been in office. He is said to be the poster boy of the Tinubu's administration, with so many achievements accredited to him. Olubumi Tunji Ojo is the first Minister of Interior in the history of Nigeria to introduce automated passport process app, meaning that as a Nigerian, you can be anywhere in the world and apply for your passport in the comfort of your room. It is believed that bloggers and influencers are paid to rubbish the achievements of Olubumi Tunji Ojo because he is committed to making passport application and collection processes reliable, easy, and faster. He is also committed to correctional center reforms. He is committed to the reform of NIS, FFS, NIMC, and the civil defense. He is committed to safety of kids in school through the Safe School Initiative. He is committed to the safety of national facilities, and it is believed that there are many people that are working against a progressive Nigeria being affected by some of his reforms. Others believe that though he may have recorded some achievement, but he should not be bigger than the law. He should face the EFCC probe, and if found wanting, he should be sacked and also prosecuted. Well, this is Nigeria. Let's see what the president does. Let's see how it goes with the DSS, EFCC, and all the investigations that is going on. Currently, Beta Edu and others have been put under watch, and they will be responding to the FCC to cooperate with the current investigation ongoing. But there's a belief that the North, some powers in the North, are trying to sabotage West, the West. That means ministers from the West, and like they did to Kemi Adeosun, they want to still do that to Tunji Olubumi Ojo. But the forces in the North are fighting with other forces in the South. Groups are rising up against groups. This is very interesting. Let's see. Somebody also says for over 2 decades, the Ministry of Interior has been struggling for oxygen until Honorable Olubumi Tunji Ojo came on board. Over 200,000 backlog of passports were cleared. Over 4,000 inmates who couldn't pay their fines were released and their fines paid. In the Ministry of Interior today, the delay in passport issuance is gone. Nigerians now get their passports in less than 14 days. Staff of the agencies under the Interior Ministry have been promoted and properly placed. Training programs are ongoing as we speak in the ministry. Honorable Olubumi Tunji Ojo has shown us that the Ministry of Interior is not only known for announcement of public holidays. These tremendous achievements have therefore triggered many mischievous and corrupt elements in the ministry who benefited heavily from the dilapidating nature of the ministry. They have massively deployed their attack weapons towards Honorable Tunji Ojo for taking the golden spoon off their mouths. But one thing is sure, Honorable Tunji Ojo was sent to the ministry to achieve the renewed hope agenda, and that he must achieve no matter the distractions and attacks. Nigerians will never let these evil elements holding the ministry captive for years to succeed. Most importantly, an open letter has been written to the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, on the interior minister. It is believed that a monstrous passport cabal in the ministry is after him for daring to break their strange hold on long, deliberate delays in passport production, which was costing the country billions of dollars in foreign exchange, but was hugely profitable to the cabal. Tunji Ojo belongs to an unenviable select group of change makers who predictably would incur the wrath and ferocious resistance of the sectoral cabals profiting from the existing modus operandi in dire need of cleansing. Now, the cabal has been making a mountain of the molehill of the alleged involvement of New Planet Project Limited in the award of contracts by the suspended Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Dr. Beta Edu. They have smelt blood and sharks, and they are coming for the interior minister. Indeed, Tunji Ojo founded the company 10 years ago, but he resigned from directorship in 2019 when he contested for the House of Representatives, and has not been involved in the management of the company ever since. Now the cabal is after Tunji Ojo, and the president is being written to make sure that Tunji Ojo is protected by all means. The title of the letter is saying that Tunji Ojo needs protection as monstrous passport cabal fights back. The cabal is not blind. The cabal wants to destroy what it fears, which is positive change. Gunje has been removed from their mouth. The profiteering from the interior ministry is no more going to be in that ministry in the hands of this cabal. So they are fighting tooth and nail to make sure they find a way to remove the minister. Let's see what the president does, and let's see how this all pans out. But so far, so good. I think the administration of the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is making an impact on corruption fight.
EFCC yesterday seized travel documents of suspended Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Dr. Betta Edu, and her predecessor, Hajia Sadia Umar Farouk. The EFCC also impounded the international passport of the suspended national coordinator of the National Social Investment Program Agency, Halima Shehu. The trio are being interrogated over allegations of financial crime leveled against them. The passport seizure was part of the conditions for granting them administrative bail. The travel papers are to be with the commission pending the conclusion of the investigation. EFCC source said, "We have asked all those under interrogation to submit their traveling documents. We have seized the passports of Betta, Sadia, Halima, and others. For Betta, who was grilled from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., she was the last to be granted bail yesterday. We demanded their passports to restrict their movement to enable them to be available for interrogation. They are all cooperating with us." Sources said